As we've seen through the pandemic's forced check-ins, vaccine passports, and outlawing of protests that have caused us stress, confusion and restriction, attempting to change behaviour through positive and negative reinforcement isn't the greatest way to help people learn, and often backfires. So why is this unpopular tactic used so much in learning?
The likely reason is that it's so easy to implement. So easy, in fact, that you're probably using the negative effects of behaviourism in your own learning right now without realising it.
So in today's video, we're going to break down the problem of behaviourism in learning and discover how to fix our learning products that are caught up using it so they don't go the way of the pandemic. Let's get into it. Behaviourism is the idea that we can shape anyone into anything by rewarding behaviours we want while punishing those we don't want.
A great example of this tactic in action can be found in Justin Trudeau's handling of the Canadian trucker convoy protests.
When Trudeau realised his people were unhappy and starting to protest over further lockdowns and restrictions, he cautioned them to stop. When that didn't work, he tried to convince the public and protesters that they were engaged in illegal activity, to scare them into following his rules. And when that didn't work, he introduced penalties such as freezing bank accounts and arresting people for trespassing to chastise supporters and deter others, forcing them all to do what he wanted.
Now, it might seem a bit extreme, but when you think about it, the entire approach taken by Trudeau in cautioning, criticising and chastising unwanted behaviour
bears a lot of resemblance to something we've all been through before when we started our jobs.
Code of conduct or compliance training. You know, that kind of training that told us if we engage in any of these behaviours, we'll face various consequences.
These experiences often feel like they talk down to us, make us feel like criminals without having done anything wrong, leaving us only with lists of things to avoid rather than learning anything new.
Now, that all sounds pretty negative, and that's part of the problem. If you're focusing on what the learner shouldn't do, what they're doing wrong, or relying on penalties to motivate changes in their behaviour,
your content is already infected with the Trudeau framework. So how do we fix this? Well, as humans, we're wired towards action. This means if we're told not to do something, we have to constantly step back and think about the right action to take before we can do anything, which adds extra steps and slows us down. So instead of cautioning our learners on what they shouldn't do, just explain what they should do. When it comes to being convinced to do something different,
picking holes in what someone is doing already will make them self-conscious and often get them offside, making it even harder for us to change their behaviour.
But if we show how the new way benefits them over what they're doing currently, such as saving them time, reduced costs, and less risk, they'll feel more compelled to give it a try.
And then, let's think about the long term.
Forcing people to follow the rules or face the consequences takes a lot of energy on our part trying to make sure that everyone is doing the right thing.
But have we thought about empowering our people instead?
By pointing out the long-term benefits to them, they'll want to keep following this new way on their own to gain those benefits.
Now, I know that sounds like a lot to fix for your learning product, but thankfully there's a fast way to identify all of the positive actions that you want your learners to take if you just follow the method in this video. I'll see you there.